Hello, fellow armchair generals. This is Gamer1745 here, guest hosting on the Slytherin Twitch channel. Welcome to everyone. We're going to be playing, as you probably already know, Strategic Command World War II World at War edition, and we are continuing from last week's episode, or if you happen to be catching this, been watching my YouTube channel, I've been including posting the last 2 episodes, which gets you up to date here. So we are going to continue from this point. We are plunging, I would say, relatively deep into the Soviet Union here, somewhat recklessly. But we had, at the end of last episode, this thing happen. We had a Soviet landing. Now, I think we're going to start with a airborne or air assault. The city of the wrong side of the river, Turkish border. Well, oh, here. Okay. Yeah. Sometimes when you're doing hexes like this, you need to make decisions, and I think they're doing a good job in the idea of, you know, which side the river affects attacks. So made a judgment call, I guess, there. I'd have to look at the map to see how wrong the UI is missing. Don't know if you're referring to stuff like that, because I'm currently on this. Okay, so we bombarded these guys. Let's move this Romanian corps back to here, and takes that out. Great. Yeah, they can occupy that. Take out the Odessa garrison. Very good. Very good. So that, and yeah, we'll move you up. No good reason not to. Okay, so we've slaughtered both the Odessa garrison and that invasion, which delayed me a bit, but didn't really do much other than that, so it's probably a waste on their part. Now, how best to dance with the Soviets here? Yes, we're gonna assault that. Yeah, that's good. Now we've got him cutting off my supplies to the mechanized forces, so I think that right now is a bigger issue. We also want to see about getting that, so let's hit him here, which will have reduced ouch. Okay, didn't fully take him out. Damn, I was hoping that would. Okay, so we got that. Now we still have the fortress garrison here. I'm going to move him up here to push there. Reduction in supply would be good. Let's max that out. Hello, Fleet 5. Sure, I'll show my research screen. And hello, Vavel, 1940. Okay. Currently, and it's a worthy thing to do if you haven't been watching, see where we're currently at here. Doing fairly well for Germany, all things considered. We can't focus on everything and still build an army, so we haven't done naval warfare and stuff, but I am doing anti-submarine warfare to get my few destroyers to actually be effective, going after submarines. Italy, yeah, it's behind the curve on a lot of stuff, which matches things historical. And we can look at Japan. Doing all right. We are getting some armored warfare, amphibious warfare, of course they'll need that. Again, anti-submarine warfare, which they didn't have. And again, I can talk a lot about history on these things. Japan had very poor preparations for anti-submarine warfare during World War II. Not that they had zero, but it was very poor. And we're getting up on that. And back to like here, if you look at how bad Italy is, it matches reality. Italy was still using as relatively frontline use leftover World War I artillery, and not just the same models, but the same guns left over from World War I in what would, you know, I'm not saying they're most tier 1 of divisions, but in not just in old reservist divisions that were, you know, for sort of home defense, but they were putting them out there. They just couldn't industrially keep that up. So this is reflecting that. I don't know about with the max research patch. Sorry. Maybe someone can answer that here if they're a little more familiar with that. But so that's currently where we're at with the research. Okay, so we've got this guy cut off here. Don't know if we're going to bother attacking him in this turn. No, we're not going to attack there. Never mind. Don't need to do that. Well, they are in supply, but we'll move the rockets up to help pound them there. Now, down here. They're going to retreat back a little bit. These guys, I want to max out whatever we can. Like to get these guys down this turn and get the supplies flowing, but I don't think I can. As you can see, they can come here, but I don't really want to do that. I think this is going to have to wait for next turn, so we're going to move units up for that. But let's see what we can exploit here. Okay, they can move along the road and railway. Get up there to attack. I'm going to try to bring the rearmost units that can effectively attack. Who can they attack this turn? Yeah, but we're probably not going to do that attack. So you... Maximum amount of MPP can be put into research. Okay, well, we can take a quick look again if you want to see what the research maximum research for Italy is 1200, Germany is 2000, and Japan is 2000. So they're those are the limits there, I guess is what you're asking about, but I don't know about specifically about the patches. Hello, Jaeger, good to see you, my friend. Yeah, quite honestly, I don't know the math between these two industrial technologies and production technologies, which ones are best, so I'm sort of seeing that they both benefit, so I've been putting some element into there as well. Okay, so we've attacked that. Now let's, yes, hit them hard. Okay, now okay, somewhat of an unsuccessful attack. Wow. Okay. Move them up. Alright, that didn't quite go the way I was hoping. Hoping to take him down this turn, but still no. Okay, well, not maybe the best choices. Okay, you guys march up this way. We want to get you units forward, 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 so we can keep the pressure up. Now, yeah, it's probably worth doing that. Okay, forced marches, I don't like to do them if I don't have to, but sometimes I just think getting deeper and deeper to let's see, on Diplo and Tech. Yeah, you're right about multiplayer can really be the acid test for things, as opposed to just dealing with the AI and the expectations, because to some degree we're all working with historical expectations with this game. Okay, now one thing I want to be very careful of as well, let's look for partisan outbreak points. We're going to leave them there, and they're close enough, so we'll move you. You normally just need to be within one. Historical. Well, historical is in I think the AI is moving along somewhat of a historical path. Okay, we got this guy here. We want to attack him with the rail cars. Very good. Yeah, we can force march into there, so we can attack next turn. Open our gap between lines here a little more. Very good. I think we'll be able to take this army down. Okay, it'll open supply up there a little better, I hope. Okay, yeah, they can move in and secure that. There we go. So that is pushing it. Give you a chance, or you? Yes. Okay. Let's see what we can do with getting them forward. Don't want to move right next to them. I figure they'll attack me. Move the Italians up. Now, okay, Hey, IKB, good to see you, my friend. Yeah, we're trying to do it. They're still getting supplies, secondary supply source, but I'm not ready to push past Narva yet with just this armor unit. But trying to hold off their ability to reinforce the front via rail. That is one thing I've learned that at least I think is key to this, is cut rail lines as much as possible. And along doing so there, ouch. Let's move up here now. Okay, so, oh, well, they moved. Might as well give them a little bit of a knock. So they can either withdraw or reinforce there, but they can no longer use that as a path forward. Okay, so that's sort of where, okay, we can... Trying to look at, yeah, we'll leave them right where they're at, I think. Okay, now down here. Of course, we want to get around the Quato Depression. Hello, Tony First Gen. Good to have you here. Okay, yes, my chair squeaks. What can we see if we moved there? Okay, contact. Is it gonna hurt? No, contact didn't hurt. Okay, we can make 2 attacks, but let's... want to get this artillery close to that to be able to attack. When I move this armor has done, in my opinion, a brilliant job holding this without any battles. But I don't want to move them out here to where the supply really sucks. So I want to get them up here where they can do some good. That's narrowing my options down. You know, let's... okay, just one. That's not what I want to hear, but acceptable. And they can come forward. Okay, we'll pound with some Italians there. I want to get you guys up here where I can reinforce. And yes, we need to reinforce them. Max. Okay. Okay, you talk about the AI being predictable. And yes, I totally agree it's different than, you know, playing a multiplayer game. But from playing other similar sorts of games, this AI is very good. It may be predictable, but it is very good. So I'm highly appreciative of it. If you're looking at flaws in the game, yeah, I'm sure we can find them with the AI. I'm sort of noticing a couple, but compared to other AIs that I've dealt with for such a big dynamic game and not like a tight focus scenario of defending France, you know, I mean, if you just create, you know, for the Battle of France and something like that because of its dynamic scenario. Okay, let's see. Can we completely shatter this unit? These are the bomber commands, so strategic bombers. Nope, damn it. I'm gonna let it live and hit that. Okay, so now let's push them all the way back to there, wreck their command and control pretty heavily so they won't be able to deal with others that well. Now, I want to airborne invade here. So, these guys are going to come here. These guys, we're going to put them on board ship. Yep, spend the MPP. and get off. Unfortunately, I can't prepare them for a drop this turn. These guys are going to come down to the port here. We're going to... no, let me check what... okay, yeah, you were just... max these out. Max that out. So yeah, it's doing pretty well with that. Okay, I want to... let's see, we're going to be bringing our Navy a little bit... no, let's... move the subs, or the sub killers, the destroyers down a little further. Ready to dash out at anything I find vulnerable that we can hit with air power first, and maybe dash back into the Adriatic. So now I don't know what the AI is going to make of this. Are they going to see this Panzer Division here and try to crush it, or are they going to try to withdraw? I don't know. Past El Alamein, but we've sort of kind of broken the fortress there on El Alamein there. And just I'm playing on sort of intermediate difficulty levels, so no modifiers with what I'm playing here, and I am not the best expert with this game, I will readily admit. Now we're facing operations here in China. I want to get to Chongqing. I want to get to Kunming. We now have Indochina as ours, so I'm going to march these guys to here, which are going to allow us to start moving up into there somewhat. But I don't know that these garrison troops are going to be able to take whatever's defending there. So, another thing I am not experienced at is, because I have played the war in Europe several times, and this is as far as I've really gotten in the World at War, so I don't quite honestly know how the Pacific War is going to go. But, and just what forces are needed where. I am going to take this Special Forces Corps and move it here to also push up into there. And hopefully be able to see what we can get there. Now, mentioning all of the Pacific War, let's see. We want to move some of... so these guys can come down this way. Let's... that's getting some force down there, but we're going to be looking at Singapore, Philippines, and other fun destinations for the Japanese. So let's at least get somewhat prepared for that. Okay, we've got 3 carriers there. Get the submarines out, ready to... we're not going to break this, the sort of American activation line, or whatever you want to call it, until we're really sort of ready for that. But no point in not getting out here a bit. I think that's a good idea. I don't know if I want more battleships down this way or not. Arno, good to see you, my friend. Glad you could make it, really am. Okay, now, let's put these guys on transports. I'm gonna need some garrison forces. Yeah, I thought so. Nah, these guys can get on board where they're at. Okay, that's a little better. Now here, again, let's look at partisans. Okay, that looks relatively well with that garrison, that force there. This looks like it could be a problem, so let's move them there. Now, here. I think I want to get the artillery up, but well, we have air power. This pass is making it really difficult to get through. Well, while we can. Okay, they retreat. I don't know if I should follow them or not. Well, down here we can definitely pursue some attacks. Probably would have been better to use some air power. Well, you know. Maybe. Maybe. Let's make... Because here we don't have nearly quite as good a chance without the air power. Interceptors, yep. Plan for... Yeah, they seem heavily fortified. Well, what I'm thinking of... as we watch the air battle here... Okay, yeah, they got sort of pushed off. I'm thinking if I push up here and cut the supplies coming here, which will weaken them more, but I'm still worried about getting a little close to the Chinese and activating... the red Chinese and activating them. And I'm planning on pushing here to try to get Kunming, which will cut off foreign aid supply type stuff, and that may give me another front to push in this direction. So that's sort of what I'm looking at, and mostly just holding up here in the north. More interceptors. No more interceptors. Okay. Oh, we're going to save him for possible later. Okay, well. Good. Yeah, I do sort of want to take him out if I can. Well, that didn't quite help us the way I was hoping it would. Oh, defensive artillery. Hey, War Wizard. Timescale. World War II in the broadest terms. Currently we're in August 29th, 1941. And it's, I believe, a 2-week, if you're looking at for the, each turn is 2 weeks. So that'll give you some idea. Okay, so now that we've hit them with that, let's hit them with this. And I think this would be the better option. Swap those units out. Damn. Well, see if we can crush them with this air power that I was saying we shattered. Very good. Okay, so we've taken out another corps. No, not quite worth attacking. I'm going to move these guys up to the supply lines. They'll do better up there. They can move into the hills. They can't move there. Nope. Okay, they can force march into there. That'll give next turn the ability to at least soften them up with some artillery. Yeah, I just don't know if my armor is good enough to move up there yet. If it was German armor, I'd be moving it. Okay, let's do some reinforcing of our units that we didn't. Oh, cancel. I just want to see infantry weapons. I'd rather do that. I think 7 is still relatively strong. If it's mobility, no, I'd rather get them. I know it's only 1, but still maxing it out. Yeah. Mobility is a wonderful thing. You're very welcome, War Wizard. So let's just reinforce. Can we upgrade? No, not to a better combat. Infantry weapons. I'm really pushing for the best infantry weapons we can do. Or fully reinforcing the units. We are definitely facing a situation in which, one, of course, we're limited by the overall manpower unit selection, however you want to put that, for any particular country, but we're also limited to how many units we can bring to bear at any one time on the enemy. So having a unit that is upgraded to infantry weapons versus not really makes that unit much more effective. So, well, yes, they can rapidly move forces around on the railroads, but there are no railroads now that we pushed deep enough in to connect up through here, so they've got to walk them down these 2 roads. So things are sort of cut off between North and South China. Not entirely so. Okay. Now, let's look at our naval situation here. Okay, these guys are still playing hide and seek, and I'm still worried about bumping into somebody just like that. I'm going to play a little bit. Avoid. Yeah, okay. These guys, we're going to upgrade to advanced subs. Now let's save that. Let's... well, risk that. We're going to sit on the convoy lines. Let's see if we can save this guy, get him out to sea, and we'll move you out to sea as well. Okay. Now they know we're here, so let's hide. I very much prefer to play, shall we say, hide and seek with the British Navy than just be the most effective at destroying MPP. Keep the units alive longer. Okay, this guy, he's gonna go down if we don't move him, and they're gonna get the capital, so we're gonna lose that. Ouch. I probably shouldn't have, but I'm trying to reduce down. Okay. No, they can't upgrade, so might save this another turn or 2. We'll see. We'll hope. We're fighting it out in Ethiopia. We're going to see Britain's reaction to that. Do they try to cut it off? Do they try to surround it and hammer it? Do they try to withdraw to the Nile? I just don't know. Okay. Let's take a quick look at partisan activities. Like there, that all looks good enough. We're within 1 hex of a possible, and from my limited experimentation, just being within 1 hex is enough to keep things in check. Okay, oh, we have this, and I may have forgotten about it in the past. You're going to become a commerce raider, and you're going to come right up here. Go after the Soviet supply. Yeah, I'm planning on it. I just moved these guys from roads to give the paratroopers enough range to get there. We are looking at that to bomb there, but they can't bomb this time because I moved them. And the fighters, no real point. We're going to drop into here. I know there's a garrison unit here. We're going to drop into here and see if we can bombard. And that was also another thing I wanted to do. Like I said, I was bringing those guys down. Let's bring that to there for possible shore bombardment. Well, what I want to do is see about getting Cyprus and then doing an airborne invasion. I have no naval units in the Black Sea. Yes, Romania and Bulgaria did have naval units in the Black Sea. I don't know whether they just assess Romania as its minor navy, and it was a minor navy, as being enough to even come up to you know, motor torpedo boat level or a destroyer level. Remember, there's motor torpedo boats, which we're all quite familiar with from, you know, World War II in the movies, you know, PT-109 that President Kennedy was sunk in, that type of thing. But there was also the torpedo boat, which is smaller than what we would normally think of as a frigate, sort of in that corvette class, that came about to launch torpedoes, but they're sort of smallish ships, not quite big enough for the navies to really call them ships, but they were, you know, metal, designed for longer stays at sea, but they were designed sort of like for the Mediterranean or for the Black Sea, where you don't need to go way out into the Atlantic or the Pacific for long durations. So that could easily fit into the idea of just class categories here of a motor torpedo boat for Romania. Now, Germany did send a bunch of motor torpedo boats down as a naval mission to the Romanians. Germany had a military mission down into Romania. It had a you know, an army element that was there for training and support, and eventually also ground units that, you know, attacked out at the beginning of Barbarossa. It had a Luftwaffe mission down there to help build up Romania's air force, including air defenses, and they included both like flak units as well as trainers. And it had a naval mission down to there as sort of the main Black Sea. And mostly, I think what they sent, not sure if they were, seem a little big to be fully together, but they were definitely sent in pieces or ready to go motor torpedo boats and similar stuff overland to Romania, leading up to the attack on the Soviet Union. So in real life, the Germans transported Type 2 U-boats via train to the Black Sea via Romania. Okay, great, Arno. So yeah, so that you could simulate an element of that with just a Romanian possible U-boat build and a possible Romanian motor torpedo boat build, which would, you know, allow them to happen down here to give some level of We'll just do one for now. Don't want to spend too much on it. So that kind of thing could be done, and I know the Soviets have some navy in the Black Sea. We just don't see it because it's, whether at sea or at port or something, it's just not in our area of visions. Okay, now to purchasing. We have a bunch of stuff coming, including a railway gun. Partially, I wanted the railway gun to use it like they did historically to see if, I don't know if we need it for Sevastopol, but that and or possibly besieging Moscow, but also just wanted to get it to experiment with it to see, is it effective, isn't it effective, and I don't know that it's effective versus the cost is another question. But so we've got 2 armored units. We need some garrison units. So let's build 3 of those. These will be just basically partisan suppression and if need be partisan fighting. Since they may actually come frontline service, let's do a cavalry division. So that will be probably all we're doing for Germany this turn. Japan. I do sort of like looking at the nation when I'm thinking about it. Okay, got some maritime bombers coming, bunch of ships over time. Latest 44 sort of put in there beforehand. Okay, I think they're V1s. We can look quickly on Germany here. There are rocket artillery. These are like the you know, the Stuka und Futz, the Nurberwaffes. These, I believe, are V-weapon type rockets. I haven't used those yet, because that's what I think they are. Yeah, you're very right. They did have a battleship. I don't know how new that battleship was, Arno. So, yeah, they had it there. Let's see. Fighters. Advanced fighters. 275. I'm going to save my points. Let's go back to Italy. I think instead of building new units, I think we're going to repair this somewhat. They're going to get precious few. Can they? No. Yes. Okay, all the way to 10. I don't think these guys can. Okay, that's good. Yeah, oh yeah, no, it's any weapon of war is useful. Trust me. Oh, can these guys? No, they can't reinforce. Oh yeah, no, it's you know, old weapons are still useful. Okay. I know this has been a fairly long time, but let's let the AI have a turn at us. Okay, U.S. oil embargo hits Japanese morale. Mao Zedong is concerned at Japanese advances in China. Okay, destroyers for bases. HMCS Columbia is commissioned. We get German U-boats. Communist joins the Allies. Okay, Foreign Minister Ribbentrop success with Finland access 5%. Remember, in this game earlier on, German or Allied raiders disrupt Swedish convoys. Japan armored level 1, warfare 1. Very good. The Western Allies were able to send help in time to Finland. So Finland is more in the Allied camp than historically speaking in this game, and the way this worked out. So we may not see Finland joining the Axis. Yes. Oh, U.S. sends emergency supplies of tanks to Egypt. Turkey complains at the arrival of U.S. tanks in the Middle East. Yes, because we pushed down their delivery of things to increase the armored forces. So I'll get some sort of armored unit down here. Uh-oh, enemy contact. I just tried. Ouch. Okay. I'm worried about that. I'm worried about follow-on attacks from other destroyers is what I'm really worried about. Okay, so that push in there got them to pull out. I don't know whether pulling out is best. Okay, we're sort of reconnecting up to that open. Oh, they've come to attack my Air Force. Maybe, maybe not. That could be really painful. Please don't kill all my air. Yeah, see, this is what I'm worried about is, you know, oh, dies from attack, great, is hammered by other, you know, sure, I don't want to take a hit of even, you know, one reduction, but I'm more worried about loss than damage. Okay, defensive artillery, that's what we're looking for. Save the Italians from, well, still got messed up fairly hard, and ouch, okay. They're not quite cut off, but we'll reestablish that. Ooh, boom, that was, yeah, that died. Yeah, we're not long for Abyssinia. Oh good, they're attacking the infantry. Great, great, great. Now we can just slaughter them better. Yes, attack it, attack my troops. We like that down here. Okay, that's good. It's helping us get the fortification. No, I like that. That worked out. I could have just had one more garrison unit, and I probably should have done better with the one down here that was there, but I could be holding this a lot better. I could have probably held that province. U.S. embargo, yes, hitting Japanese morale. Axis raiders, good, good. Calculating supply. Okay, second corps is destroyed in Ethiopia. Okay, so we sunk 20 MPP from the sub and 10 up Scharnhorst up in the north up there, so that's being effective. Okay, very good. So they've got an army back there. And a couple of destroyers for Japan. Alright, let's